Guys, welcome back to an episode by BW a review. Not really an unboxing because I already did that because this isn't something I can just like unbox and review because you got to do a little bit of assembly, but it's not much assembly just in case you do get this product. But it is right here, just getting right into it. It is a brand new Onewheel product. This is the first time I've got like a product from Onewheel like right when it came out because I believe I ordered it like 2 or 3 days after it came out. Yeah, it's not anything like too insane, but it is finally, I finally got a stand for my Onewheel because they offer a few stands. They offer like this little one where you just place it in sideways so it's like a car holder so it doesn't roll around in your car. But I've had my Onewheel in the car while we were driving around a little bit, and I don't know really why you wouldn't necessarily need one of those because it didn't move at all. If you just put your Onewheel on your side in your car, it should be fine. Yeah. But then the other ones is like these little wavy pieces of wood with this little tab that says Onewheel on it to hold it, and you place your Onewheel on like that, but it's just like your Onewheel sitting vertically on it. And I just didn't really want one of those because the XR, that would pretty much be fine because they have a handle on the front where you can just place it down like that. But the Pint, if you want to place it down like that, you got to hold it sideways like vertically and put it down like that, and it's just kind of more of an inconvenience than to just put it down. Yeah, and it also just kind of holds it pretty tall and inconveniently. And yeah, but they released this new stand which I absolutely love. I just think it looks more cool than the other stands to begin with, but I just think it's a lot more inconvenient, or a lot more convenient as well, and it works with all the Onewheels as well. I believe it's mainly meant for the Pint, but it works fine for all of them. They just like advertised it with the Pint, and in all the comments, like people asking if it will work with the other Onewheels, they'll say like, yeah, this will work with that too. Yeah, here it is. It is the Onewheel side stand, I believe it's called. So finally it does not hold it vertically, it holds it on its side horizontally. Yeah, so overall it's about like 4 or 5 pounds or so. Yeah, this is actually wood. It's not like weird it's not weird like particle board or fake wood or whatever. I'm not sure what wood exactly, but it actually looks like it, it is actually, I can't remember what it's called, or plywood, that's what it's called, which basically, if you don't know, is when you put a whole bunch of thin pieces of wood together, and it's basically as strong as wood can be, because you just put tons of little sheets of wood together, like glue them together or whatever, and then it just becomes insanely strong, and you can tell because it actually, if you can see that right there, it actually has those lines right there, which is the multiple pieces of wood put together. So I'm not sure exactly what type of wood that this is. I'm guessing it's stained also because it's just kind of like shiny and has that wood kind of finish that looks like it's stained. But yeah, you can see that there. Yeah, and it has that ring sound because of the metal that's right there. But what I was talking about with the assembly, it's very simple. It's just this board, 6 screws, these little pad things on the bottom there, and these 2 metal pieces. And yes, these are actually like metal, and it feels solid. I can't remember if they said what type of metal it is. I'm guessing some sort of aluminum or something. Yeah, it does feel solid. It was very cold when it came out, 16 degrees outside right now. But yeah, it was very, very cold putting it together. Yeah, you can see it's just like that, and then this whole top part, I don't know if you can see the separation right there, but yeah, that is actually all rubber. It's very nice, thick rubber, has a slight squish to it, but just to protect your Onewheel if it's not already scuffed up enough. It has this little hole in the center, not exactly sure what that's for, I guess just aesthetic, but yeah, you can see my face through there. Yeah, and then it has this nice slope, kind of groove going all the way around it, and then right here, as you can see, it's actually at an angle going all the way along right there. And then in this corner, you can see you actually do have the Onewheel logo right there, which is very nice. It's like engraved in there. Not sure if that's with like a CNC router or a laser engraver or whatever, or maybe like a stamp or something. Yeah, you can actually feel it, so it's not just like printed on there or whatever. Yeah. And then you can just see all those holes. Those are for just aesthetics too. But I guess you could use those. You could use this as maybe like a little tray to put your charger or whatever, and this to like, I don't know, hold an umbrella or something if you ride with an umbrella. Yeah, you can see it holds it like that at a forward position to put your Onewheel on. But that's pretty much all I can do with the camera on the tripod because I don't really want to put it on my lap. because yeah, I might risk falling or whatever, or I might not fall, but the Onewheel might, and yeah. But basically, these things just come on a little separate little pad thing that you just put on there like stickers. It's kind of like cork material. You put one right there or wherever you want to, but that's just kind of where it showed to put it. Just one in each corner, just in case if you put it on hard floor, but I guess it could give it some more traction even on carpet or whatever. And then yeah, for the assembly, it just comes with 6 pretty thick screws. But yeah, I was kind of worried it only had 1 on each side, because that's kind of what it looked like. So I was just like, aren't those gonna like swivel or something like that? It's gonna be weird. But then I was thinking, no, it probably has 4, but it actually has 6, so this should not move on you at all. But yeah, it's got 6 screws, of course, 3 right there and 3 right there holding it on. And it's like not quite flush. There's a little bit of lip over right there, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and then on the front, it's kind of weird because this one is actually like perfectly flush right there, but then this one, as you can see, it does actually have a little bit of a lip over right there. But yeah, very, very nice, looks very nice, and yeah, I was very happy to see this. And the last thing I want to talk about before I move the camera real quick is it's actually the same price as the rest of the wood, or as the rest of the stands, because the other stand I forgot to mention is just literally like a mat. It's just like a mat, kind of like shaped like the Onewheel logo, but you just place it on there if you just want a mat to collect any dirt or whatever. My Onewheel is usually not too dirty, because I don't usually ride it in places like that, but that is pretty much that. But the good thing is, what I was saying is, it is actually the same price. I can't really remember the price of the car stand and the mat, but I'm pretty sure those aren't $95. But the other 2 stands, there's like 2 other wood stands, which I was saying is kind of like the wavy wood thing. Those are both $95, and I believe they have it so it's $100+ is free shipping. So sadly it was just under that, so I did have to pay shipping, so it came out to like $104 or whatever like that. But that's pretty darn good, because I mean, for actual like metal, pretty nice rubber, and especially actually like real real plywood, usually I wouldn't think you would get all that for $95. They would usually either have hollowed out metal or particle board or something. But yeah. So yeah, so pretty darn good price, especially if this is $95 and it comes with metal, rubber, plywood, all that, and yet the other ones are like just wood and then a little plastic tab for the same price. Because it is wavy wood, which if that's real wood, which I'm pretty sure it is, that's of course not near as easy to do. Like wavy wood is definitely probably costs a lot more to get, because that's a lot more to work with. But yeah, either way, pretty darn good. And once I saw this, I just think it's really good. Because also how it holds it, I just always think of like a WWE wrestler like holding up its belt. The stand kind of holds your Onewheel up like it's holding a wrestling belt or whatever, and yeah, it just really displays it. But the other thing that's nice is, of course, it's on the side, which of course the mag handle that came with the pint, and then later on they made the attachment where you could put a mag handle on your XR or whatever. It's on its side, so this not only holds it like, because when it's like not on a stand, it's lower, so you have to kind of bend over and grab it there. But this one, you don't have to bend over as much, and you just kind of like grab it, and it's always on its side, because you can place it on its side, but I usually like put it on the tire just like that, so you kind of like flip it over and then grab it. But this, it's kind of just at the most convenient place it can be. It's just kind of there, and you just lean over and pick it up, and you can put it right back down. Yeah, it actually does hold the rails on the bottom there, so it's not kind of like putting a lot of pressure, sitting awkwardly in there. It does sit nicely in there. But that's pretty much all I can talk about there. I guess the only other thing is their shipping prices seem to be back to normal. I know a lot of people had trouble, of course, around Christmas time, just like everything did. But yeah, I got this in about 4 or 5 days, so not too bad there. But yeah, so now I'm going to move the camera so I can actually show you it better, but that's pretty much it for this part, so we will get onto that now. Alright, so now as you can see, here we are with the B2 itself, the pint, yeah. So basically, you guys know the mag handle right there, the nice magnetic thing right there. You can actually pick it up, and it's on its side like that. Which that's why I was saying you can set it down on its side like that and then just go ahead and pick it up. But I usually set it down like this. Unless if I know that I'm just about to like come in and go back outside real quick, I'll keep it on its side. But usually I just keep it like that. Yeah, and then you kind of gotta flip it over and pick it up like that. But now with this new stand here, you literally just place it down like that. So yeah, and then you can put the handle down if you want it to look a little better. But yeah, that is pretty much that right there. And as you can see, like I was saying, just holds it so cool. It just displays it like there's the Onewheel. But yeah, just looks really, really nice, and it's very strong. It's kind of like built like my desk, actually, because you guys know me and my dad built my desk, but how it's has that really unique thing with the legs right there, and then it's screwed onto those parts, and then it kind of holds it as like a forward kind of motion right there, which you would think is really weak, but with those two boards right there and everything, it's very strong because, of course, my PC is 30 or 40 something pounds. Actually, yeah, somewhere around there. The case itself is like 28 pounds, so yeah, but and then everything else, of course, that's on my desk. So yeah, so it might not look strong, but it is strong. So if this infrastructure or whatever is scaring you, it's strong, it'll hold. It's also held in with 6 screws. Again, they're pretty thick screws, and yeah, you'll be all good. But yeah, so kind of coming to the back here, as you can see, now you can actually see the back of your Onewheel right there, more often than you probably usually would. Yeah, you can see, just holds it. It actually like is also nicely with the back, as you can see, or you might be able to see, it's not fully touching the back. I don't know if I can really show you that, not really, but yeah, it's not like fully touching the back. There is a little bit of space in between there, but yeah, pretty much all good there. But yeah, and as you can see underneath right there, it is actually touching the bottom right there of the rail of the Onewheel is touching the bottom of that rubber there. So it is nicely holding it right there. And yeah, that's just right there on the back. And then the front here, you can see there is quite a bit of space right there, but that's because so you can put like bigger Onewheels that with that extra space. That means that you can put like your XR or whatever if you don't have a pint. Yeah, and yeah, you can just some better shots going around here. Yeah, just looks really, really cool, very nicely displayed, and yeah, you can see it holds it probably about like 8 or 9 inches off the ground right there. So yeah, so then you can just, when you want to go, you can just reach over a little bit and pick it up like that. And yeah, and the stand itself doesn't actually usually pick up when you pick up the Onewheel, since it's got some weight to itself. You can see if you like hold it back like that, it kind of does, but yeah, pretty much if you pick up the Onewheel, you can just pick up the Onewheel and you're ready to go, and then when you're done with it, you can just go ahead and put it right back down. And as long as you're not throwing it on there or whatever, it shouldn't break anything. But yeah, as you can see, you can wobble it quite a bit. It doesn't move at all. The Onewheel kind of wobbles, but that's about it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. So now I'm gonna put it like where I will keep it, and then we'll pretty much finish off the video there. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it right there, because usually I just keep it up by the front door, because that's of course where I grab it when I go to work or whatever, and put it when I get home from work. But when I thought it was going to start snowing a ton, which kind of just forgot to snow this winter seemingly, because we've only got like a little bit of, we got like one bad snowstorm, and other than that it's just kind of been cold. But yeah, very weird winter here in Montana. But I was keeping my Onewheel under here, not only when I thought it was going to snow, but also when I thought it was broken. But apparently, if you guys saw one of the previous videos, it was just, of course, because my footwear that I was wearing, but now it's all good. But yeah, so I kept it under there, just kind of like sitting on its tire under there, how a Onewheel sits. But yeah, so of course under there that'd be kind of hard, because it'd be sitting right here, so I'd have to kind of like grab it, pick it up right there, which would be pretty darn hard to do. But yeah, right here I am still able to like pick it up and whatnot, and of course most of the time it still won't be right here, because I'm still going to be keeping it upstairs, because I'm not going to carry this up and down the stairs every single morning before work. But yeah, so but that's just where I'm going to keep it for looks and whatnot. Yeah, of course the only time it's actually going to be like sitting right there is during like winter and whatnot, when I'm not using it pretty much every single day. But yeah, that's where it's going to be. But I just think it looks pretty darn nice right there. Adds to the nice setup right there, which is still not complete because I'm still waiting for that record vinyl right there that I pre-ordered back in July. Hopefully that comes one of these months. Yeah, but that just adds on to it, the setup. And you might be thinking, like, isn't that in the way or whatever, but of course my chair is not usually right here. But it's actually completely fine if I scooch in my chair here. As you can see, that's where I usually sit. The chair doesn't usually move around much more than that. And yeah, there's still plenty of room right there. But yeah, because if I manage to hit that, chances are I manage to hit my TV as well. Because if I'm hitting that, then you can see it's pretty much level with my TV. So I shouldn't be hitting that, because usually I'm not even over this far. Usually I'm like right there or so. So yeah, shouldn't even be coming close to it. But it just looks really, really cool right there. But yeah, that's where I'm planning to keep it. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video. So hopefully you guys liked it, and I would definitely recommend this product if you have a Onewheel or whatever. Definitely a really good new product, and I think the best stand out of any of them that they have. But that's pretty much it for this episode. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!